Welcome back again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I did a couple of videos recently. One was on the Anthony Joshua incident with those college kids or university kids, whatever they were. And the other was on the Julius Francis incident where he chinned that little punk who was causing trouble in Wembley. You probably know the two incidents. Joshua was being given heat by some verbal heat, which is not really heat, is it? But by some college kids leaning out of a window thinking they were being amusing by hurling insults at him. And it was not just about his boxing career, they were getting personal. So Joshua gained access to the building, went upstairs and walked into their room and they shat themselves. Didn't say a peep. Of course they didn't. Why would they? How could they? The other incident was Julius Francis. There was some little punk running around causing trouble, puffing his chest out. He had a little bit of a bandana on his head, so he thought he was a tough guy, like a lot of these little pricks do. And he stepped to Julius Francis, who chinned him. Now, both those incidents, it was interesting to see the reaction to the videos I did, because most people were amused by both those situations and said, good luck to Joshua and good luck to Julius Francis. But a few said, oh, no, it's terrible. You know, Joshua's proved he's got a thin skin. What did he gain by it? He was pathetic. He should have been the bigger man. Francis, big heavyweight, puts it on, whacks out a much smaller guy. It was not proportionate, a proportionate reaction. That type of, reply. And I respectfully disagree with the latter view. And I think the reaction to a third video, or rather a third incident, is why I disagree that Joshua and Julius Francis were in the wrong. I don't think they were in the wrong. And that third incident concerns the recent death of a very tragic South African boxer, Simiso Buthelezi, who you may have seen the viral video. He was fighting a guy called Sifasile Muntangwa, I think his name was, and I think Muntangwa fell to the floor in one of the corners, and while he was being helped up, Buthelezi veered off into a neutral corner and was throwing punches at an invisible opponent. Clearly he'd suffered some sort of brain trauma. He was taken to hospital, operated on, and died, which was very, very tragic. This is the sort of thing that happens in boxing now, of course, so it's not the first time, it won't be the last. But the reaction to that incident and the reaction to that video going viral is that Montagua suffered the most appalling abuse imaginable online. And I want to read you a little something this was covered in Boxing News last week. I want to read you this. It says, in the wake of Butelezi's passing, he being Montagua, spoke to South African newspaper Sowetan Live about how he has received swathes of abuse and threats. It's gotten so bad that he's now had suicidal ideations. When Simiso was hospitalised, I was subjected to a barrage of hatred and insults on social media sites, and it has escalated now that he has passed away. This is Montagua talking. I can no longer handle it. There's only one thing for me to do, kill myself. And goes on to say, since the interview was printed, Montagua's trainer, Mele Micheze, confirmed that he is seeking professional help for the fighter. He also revealed that some of the threats against Montagua are so severe that he cannot even go to Butelezi's funeral through fear of being attacked. So, if ever there's a perfect example of the power of social media and of a video going viral, and the venal, toxic degenerate reactions that so many people give. And one hopes it's a sort of minority, just a vocal piston wind minority. But nevertheless, it has a great effect. If ever there's an example of how big that effect can be, it's that. Man effectively kills an opponent. Let's not sugarcoat it. Unintentionally. It's the dangers of the sport and so on. And he goes through that to the point where he's feeling suicidal. He's already cut up that he's killed a man. He's already racked with guilt and regret, and his mental health is, probably as bad as it's going to get. And then these grotty, dirty little rat shits, from all corners of the world, who have got nothing better to do than hurl abuse at someone, to take some sort of pretend moral high ground in order to make themselves feel good, because they and themselves amount to absolutely nothing and will amount to absolutely nothing. They cause a fighter to start to doubt whether he wants to carry on in life. Well, that's the power of social media, and that's the power of people who. Well, it's just the power. It's the power of the modern alternative world we live in, which is not reality, the internet. That's what happens, and I think it's absolutely tragic. So when someone like a Julius Francis or an Anthony Joshua says, "Do you know what? I'm not actually going to take it anymore. I'm actually going to have a little chat with these people." Or, in the case of Francis, "I don't like you getting in my personal space. I don't like you making threats to me. So this is what I'm going to fucking do to you." It is difficult, in my opinion, to turn around and criticise them. Because I think a lot of people, we hear a lot about, the silent majority, but who are they, the silent majority? The silent majority. We hear a lot about them, but I think they've had enough of a small minority of little runts going through life thinking they can hurl abuse at people they've never met, they don't know the circumstances. They don't care about the circumstances. They don't care about who they're slagging. They do it for their own rather pathetic reasons. So yeah, that's my spiel. I stand by my support of Julius Francis and Anthony Joshua on both those incidents, and I do hope Montagua gets the help he needs for his mental health. What a horrible situation to be in, where you're in a fight, then you've killed someone. Just terrible, really, isn't it? I can't even imagine it. And R.I.P. to Buthelezi. Yeah, what a shame. Anyway, that's my spiel. Leave your comments below if you've got any. If you like this video, like it, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button, takes a second. Got lots of videos for you to watch. I always appreciate your time. We will speak again soon. In the meantime, take care.